Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Just like that, folks, it's Friday. Can you believe it? I feel like this week has just flown by. I don't know if you've had that same feeling or if it's been a slow week. You just hope that the weekend slows down, right? That's the thing. Maybe that's how it goes. If you have a fast week, does that mean I'm going to have a slow weekend? Or because I've had a fast week, is the weekend going to go by in the blink of an eye? I don't want it to, but I'm glad that you're with us. We're inside the Market Grill Express here at Hy-Vee off Highway 61 in Muscatine. I've got a couple of things I want to mention rapid fire because we've got some great guests this morning. We're starting a 3-day sale today, right now, so you could come to the store. If you're watching live or if you're watching tonight on Channel 5 cable, you can come in this weekend. Fresh Ground Round is on sale. Holiday Red Seedless Grapes are at a great price. Bakery Fresh Chocolate Chip Cookies. How about a full rack of ribs for $10? I think one of our first guests would appreciate that. I mean, I think all of us would, but one in particular you'll see in a second. Single topping pizzas, $3. Small fruit pizza, $6. Simply potatoes, 2 for $4. Chad, we might as well scroll down. We'll knock a couple things out as well. Chef Scott dinner deal, pork mole. Served on roasted red polenta. He was prepping this yesterday. It looked incredible. And then right next to that, Iowa Hawkeye football tomorrow back in action, 3 o'clock against Wisconsin. I didn't know the game is in Madison, so it's not in Iowa City. It's an away game for the Hawks. Kickoff at 3, 50-cent drafts, $10 appetizer buffet, $2 well-mixed drinks. We'll have the game on all the TVs right here. Something else that I want to plug, 2 things before we get to our guests. Tomorrow, Saturday, November 9th, 11 a.m. till 3 p.m., Contrary Brewing Company, Hayden Doffelt Memorial Chili Contest, 11 to 3. Bring a chili. You don't have to register in advance. $5 to sample chili. Bring a new unwrapped toy. You can have 2 chances to judge. And all the proceeds and the toys collected will go to the children at the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital. Raffle items as well. We talked to Kendra Doffelt yesterday in honor of the late Hayden Doffelt. This will be a great time. I'm excited to judge chili. Need to bring some Tums. Somebody suggested, why don't you just get like the over-the-counter, take the heartburn pill in the morning, and then you're bulletproof. Have all the chili you want. That person was smarter than I am, so maybe I'll just do that versus having to like spoon some Tums in. So I hope to see you tomorrow on Saturday for that. And then lastly, but certainly not least, Monday's Veterans Day, and there's a lot of stuff going on here at the store. We'll have our annual Veterans Day breakfast, totally free for veterans, active duty service members, and their significant others, 6 to 11 a.m. Mighty Muskie Marching Band will perform after 8. Muscatine VFW Post 1565, 21-gun salute, I believe around 9 is the plan. All veterans on Monday will receive 10% off anything they buy in the store, whether it's a cart full of groceries or whatever the case may be. And then at Hy-Vee Gas, all veterans save 10 cents off per gallon. So that's a great way to recognize and thank our vets. All right, without further ado, really excited for our guests to be here, and we're going to go in order. So we have Makes, who is K-9 with the Muscatine County Sheriff's Office. Makes is here. You can see him sitting on the chair. This is great that he's sitting on the chair. I love it. We have Sergeant Matt Bowers, who has had Makes for several years, and we have Deputy Zach Lane. It's great to have you here, Sergeant Bowers. Thank you for being here. Zach, pleasure. Zach reached out, and I was like, yes, of course. And I didn't know, Matt, that Makes was getting ready to retire. And then we're sitting here before the show starts, and I just casually said, when's Makes' last day? And you said what?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow.
Shift tomorrow night.
This weekend, Makes is going to be done. And you've had Makes for a long time, right?
Yeah, I got him we picked him out in September of 2010, and he became fully certified November 6th of 2010.
That is fantastic. So, and Makes is, what breed is Makes?
So he's just like Nico, a Belgian Malinois.
Okay.
Crazy German Shepherd, basically.
And the training that goes into it, and when Zach was here last year with Nico, we talked about it, but I mean, it's a heck of a process to go to picking out Makes. And then how much time was it again? Did you say like 6 months, 9 months?
Well, I actually had a different dog before him.
Okay.
I had a female, and she didn't work out. I went to a different school than Zach. I went to the Illinois State Police Academy.
Okay.
For 10 weeks.
Awesome.
And with him, once I finally got him and that, and then the first year I was still learning. And
sure.
Kind of felt like I had a little bit of a hang of it after that.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's a unique partnership to have, for sure. There's a great shot of Makes right behind us. Steve's got him. Look at that. So, and I love Makes has the badge, and he's pretty calm. You said, Sergeant Bowers, that he's 10 and a half years old.
Right. So 10 and a half this month.
10 and a half this month, right. Retiring this weekend. Zach, for you, having had Nico for, has it been a year or two, or how long now?
It's been a year. It's been a year September.
Okay, so it's been a full year. The ability to have a coworker like Sergeant Bowers to help you in this process, it's got to be just super beneficial, I imagine, right?
Yeah, and it goes hand in hand. I mean, when I got done with my training, which was 4 weeks instead of the 10, as opposed to what Sergeant Bowers went through, I got back with Nico, and I was still struggling with some things and trying to get the hang of it, and he put together a whole 40-week, basically a straight week of nothing but canine training, which was obviously eye-opening to not only how do you work the dog, but potential scenarios that you're going to use when you deploy the dog and stuff like that. So, and we're blessed. We work on the same shift together, so it's not very often that you have two dogs working on the same shift. So,
fantastic.
In the last, I'd say, 2 or 3 months, we've been out together, tracking people with two dogs, which is, it's great to be able to bounce scenarios and questions off each other, and it's been a huge help. So.
And I feel like, and you can both speak to this, but I'll stick, and I just a great shot of Makes just checking people out in here. There's so much breakfast in the air. I can't even imagine what he's smelling.
Waiting for bacon to drop
Waiting
on the
for
floor.
bacon to hit the floor. Oh boy, you'll know when that happens. So stay tuned. But for you, Sergeant Bowers, that bond, it's not. I just want people to understand this isn't like a thing where you go to work and Makes is there and then he hops in the car. I mean, he is with you 24/7. He's with your family. Same thing with Zach. I mean, this isn't a thing where there's like, there's like a nice setup for the dog at the sheriff's office, and he just kind of like, all right, hop in, let's go.
Right.
And that's got to be another important part of that bond, because you really have to trust each other, and you have to trust that when you need Makes and in that moment that he's ready to go, and that only comes with so much time together, right?
Right, absolutely. I mean, he, when I'm not there, or if my wife goes out walking or whatever, he'll go along, and he has acted protective, of them before. And
wow.
It's transition to the family. He lets my one daughter do Doc McStuffins, check up stuff on her, and he just lays there. He doesn't mind it.
So as much as Makes is ready to go in the blink of an eye, he is also, hanging out with the Santa hat on, right? And as we're sitting here right now, he's just hanging out and very calm, certainly in a new place, so a little nervous, but and this is the wild part. So these stats that Zach sent me. So you talk about, and you mentioned Zach tracking people. So that's one thing for sure, that canine like Makes and Nico, they can help when people are lost. They can pick up a scent and find them. But and I want to get to more on that in just a second, but I just want to read some of these stats for the folks at home so you can fully appreciate when you talk about the retirement of a canine like Makes and the accomplishments that he's had. How about a total of 13.16 pounds of marijuana?
That's a lot of good time there for somebody.
That is unbelievable. A lot of cocaine has been found. Almost 3.5 pounds of meth. Look at that picture. Jeez Louise, what in the world?
Yeah,
wow.
That was hydroponic marijuana from the interstate.
Off of the interstate?
A guy got in a wrecked his car, and then he tried to steal one of the first responder vehicles.
Of course he did.
Well, we did a sniff, and that's what he had in the trunk. So there's a reason. Obviously, he wanted to get away.
It was just in one vehicle right there.
Yep.
Also, 8.7 grams of heroin, 19 grams of ecstasy. Canine Makes, check this out. And again, Zach sent me all this, so I appreciate that. Canine Makes is located and seized $329,000 in currency associated with the drug fund. So that is worth, I know that there's a lot of costs and trainings and things associated with canine, but when you talk about stats like that, and I haven't even got to the rest, that's the proof is there, that they are so effective.
Right. It's anytime you want to find something, for instance, we can smell chili.
Sure.
But for instance, he'll smell every little ingredient. And that's just why we use him. It's so much more efficient.
So I should bring him to judge chili tomorrow is what you're saying.
He'd probably eat it.
He'd be the way better judge. But yeah, it's just wild, and I hope that folks at home can appreciate this and how significant it is for the Muscatine County Sheriff's Office to have had Makes for all these years, and now to have Nico for keeping everybody safe, right? Now, what's the deal with the roof? He chewed a roof?
So I built a doghouse for him.
Okay.
And he learned to jump up on top of that doghouse, and that's when he was staying outside in his kennel all the time. And he got mad. This is when he was like, 2 years here, and he got mad. And he ripped it off, and he chewed the metal shingle stripping and everything. That's why he doesn't have any teeth. Part of the reason.
So he chewed the roof off of his doghouse, and there he is on the roof.
There he is on the roof. We've got a deck out back, and I was working in the garage, and all of a sudden I heard pitter-patters of footsteps. And I went up there because I couldn't find the dog, and there he was.
He's just hanging out on the roof.
And then he wouldn't get down.
And to see him sitting here right now, you would think, he would never, he looks so innocent. He's not chewing a roof off a doghouse? Oh no. But we have the pictures to back it up.
Yes,
You've got the evidence. A couple of other stats to mention for Canine Makes, again, retiring this weekend. Successfully located and or been responsible for 225 arrests of suspects involved in various crimes. I said this yesterday on the show. My dad's a retired Chicago police officer. I've never been arrested. Don't plan on it. But God forbid anybody find themselves in a situation if they see a canine sticker on a vehicle and you try to run or come at either of you, you just have to know that there's the Makes. Oh my gosh, look at that picture. There's the Makes, or there's the Nico.
That's the show me your war face picture there.
So, does it surprise both of you that people still think I can outrun Makes or Nico? Because I intend to break the law, but I would just think that if you see and they know what can happen.
I would think, but then again, I've had somebody that ran into Makes twice this year. So
the same person.
The same person.
Oh no! Why would you? The stove is hot. Don't touch it twice.
Well, that's the thing, when people let's just say we make a traffic stop on somebody.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 times they don't really know. I mean, because usually it's either we're behind them so they can't really see the stickers or whatever. But you'd be surprised how many people would hear the dogs barking or whatever and would still flee, and or it's the complete opposite where they hear the dog and then at that point they decide they'll run and then give up. I mean, there's been countless times, and in those stats, I can't remember how many total apprehensions, but some of those are without bites, which means that merely the dog's presence of being there has gotten somebody to surrender without any use of force, which is tremendous. It's great.
And and I mean, in a perfect world, you don't want, neither of you want to have to say the magic words to send a Nico or a Makes into action, but that's what they're there for, right? I mean, that is their job. But
that's what they're trained to do.
Sometimes it's just the presence enough. It's so awesome to have you both here, all three of you here. A couple other stats got to mention for sure. Makes is responsible for the recovery of 3 handguns, one of which was stolen. How is it the smell? I don't understand.
That particular stop, that was a dog sniff on a traffic stop.
Okay.
And those guys, I think, had a stolen car plus a whole bunch of meth, and then they had a handgun which was stolen out of Des Moines. I think it was Des Moines.
Wow.
Under the seat. What are you doing?
That's absolutely wild.
Sit.
Canine Makes responsible for locating a knife that was used in Zach's uncle who was murdered 5 years ago. I mean, the proof, we keep talking about examples of how these canines can be useful, and I mean, obviously that hits super close to home for you, but again, Zach, that wouldn't have probably been found without
100%. Right. I mean, they had been out there and already searching the area days prior, and they literally gave Sergeant Bowers. I mean, I don't know the deets, but I'm assuming they gave him an area to basically have Makes sniff.
Yeah, I had from where the industrial connector is down to one of those side streets, and we spent about 30 minutes. And he's trained in article searches, so he sniffs for the odor that's left on there, and we came up with it.
It's unbelievable. And of course, Makes has spent a lot of time in school demonstrations. And because that's also important, right? I mean, anytime you can get in front of a group of anybody, I'm impressed at 36 years old. I love it. I also understand how important it is, but certainly for my kids and people across the community, whether it's young or old, they need to understand that, again, Makes is sitting here right now, having a good time, checking things out, but is very useful when he needs to be. So, I mean, Sergeant, you've probably been in all the schools, I imagine, right, throughout the county.
Pretty much, and into Louisa, and into Cedar.
Yeah.
There's Louisa County ran without a dog for a few years, so.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so
that's
Cedar.
Where you could help out.
Even I've been all the way up to Tipton.
Holy moly, I did not know that. So this is just awesome, and again, Canine Makes is done after this weekend. So then I guess the obvious question, Sergeant Bowers, is what's the plan? What happens when you have a partner retired? Is there another canine?
I think they're exploring their options right now.
Okay.
We've got a really, really young department.
Okay.
With guys, with maybe a couple years, up to 5 years of experience, like Zach.
Sure.
And so it's just trying to find the perfect fit for a new dog, because it is a commitment. Like I had a long commitment with him.
Yeah, and I guess everybody should know. Oh my gosh, what a great picture that is! Jeez Louise, right? So again, talk about two different personalities really with these canines. That is powerful. So Makes retires, and then he stays at the house. And he's with you.
Yep.
He's been with you. He's not going anywhere else. He's going to be hanging out, right?
He goes to the farm with me every day.
Awesome.
We've got livestock. He doesn't bother them at all.
Yeah, I can imagine the livestock would be like, fall in line.
He'll chase rats and mice. Just run around. If I let him go, he'd go out and run.
Yeah.
He has gone out and run. He has escaped a few times. Yeah.
Makes, you little rascal.
One day, a couple years ago, I was buying a car, and I was up in Davenport, and the wife let him out, and then couldn't find him, because we've got one of those 6-foot wooden privacy fences around the backyard, and couldn't find him, so I asked Zach to go up and find him. Well, he found him like a mile and a half up the road, heading out to the farm, which is up by the interstate, and we live in Wilton.
Oh my gosh.
And he was just bebopping along in the bean field.
Sniffing for everything that's out there. It's awesome. So, yeah, but it's just surreal at the same time, right? I have to imagine. I mean, all this time, and then this is it. This is the last. You worked overnight. You're here now. We're doing this in the morning. Going to work again tonight, and then Saturday night, and then that's it for Makes.
It does seem like it's flown by, when I sit down and think about it.
Sure.
Because first it was like, oh, this is going to be, such a long commitment and whatever, and then all of a sudden we're down the last 2 days. And it'll be an adjustment for me. I'm probably gonna have to take the kennel out of the car and definitely clean up all the dog hair.
Yeah, it makes a little bit of a shedder.
Pay somebody to detail it, and then put a regular cage back in. But even when I've driven spare cars, I hear a noise in the backseat. I turn around, I look.
Sure.
He's not here. So
it's gonna be weird.
It'll probably be one of those things for a few months just to adjust into it.
Yeah, well, probably a lot of ice cream cones in his future as well, right?
Yeah.
Because again, you're talking about a canine that. How long are the shifts you're working?
Just 8, unless we do overtime. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's 8 hours for Sergeant Bowers, Deputy Lane, and Nico, and for canine Makes. So think about that. Again, this isn't like a thing where it's just as needed. If you're on duty, Makes is with you.
And that doesn't consider call out times. For the while there, he was the only dog in for the sheriff's office, and if you think
for the city too.
Yeah,
for a while.
Call outs happen at the most random times, and you don't ever know. And that doesn't account for the extra hours that's been put in. So
and again, I think it's worth pointing out to the folks at home that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe Zach had interest in having a canine, but I don't know, Sergeant Bowers, and I don't want to speak for you, but did you think when you got into law enforcement that a canine would be part of your almost 10 years on the job?
That was one of my goals.
Okay.
My first year on, and obviously I didn't have the experience or whatever to do it, and wasn't with the department that was capable of doing it until I came here. So,
wow.
Yep.
And then for you, Zach, was that from the jump or what? I know you served our country, which is fantastic, and then got into law enforcement, but it was always about wanting to have the canine?
Yeah, I knew basically in my initial interviews at the sheriff's office, that's something that I set a long-term goal of mine. Did I realize it was going to happen in 3 years? No. Sure. I was fortunate the circumstances led up to that. But again, like Sergeant Bauer said, it's a commitment, and people don't realize the commitment that you get into it until you actually get into that position. So it's a really good idea to take a hard look at the candidates and who wants it, who's going to be the best fit, because there's a lot of things that you don't understand and you don't anticipate until you get into that position.
Sure.
I mean, it's basically, I put it best as you're living with an infant for 10 years, right? You got to let them outside to go to the bathroom. You got to feed them. You got to bathe them. And they don't ever get to the point where they can take care of themselves. So
that's 100% true.
Yeah, some of the things that I initially didn't own my own house.
Sure.
And that's why I wasn't selected.
Sure.
Because it is, he's destroyed a refrigerator handle, destroyed carpet, destroyed whatever, but
and is that
we don't want to have that liability on
a rental. What do you think that is, Sergeant Bowers and Zach? Is it because they have they're just ready to do something.
He is
and they know that in an instant you can say whatever it is. Don't say to go into work mode. That when they're not in work mode, it's just like, I just want to get into work mode. I just got to run. I want to chew up the refrigerator handle.
Yeah.
Is that what it must be?
It has to be. I used to play ball with him all the time, take him on runs.
Yeah.
And now with my family, I don't have that much time anymore. So
Sure.
I think he's got all this built-up energy. He just can't, run off. And
Well, and I remember when Deputy Lane was with us with Nico. I mean, before you brought him in, you kind of had to get him out and like let him chill out for a second because he was waiting in the vehicle. So it's and when I saw Sergeant Bowers walk in with Makes, I was like, oh, Makes is just kind of like, hey, what's going on? Like, can still kick my butt. Not saying he can't, but just he's 10 and a half years old and he's been doing this for almost 10 years. It's absolutely fantastic to have again Canine Makes with all those lists of accomplishments. It's just unbelievable. The money, though, that's interesting to me. I mean, I understand that they can be trained to identify odors associated with drugs, and is it the same with cash?
yeah,
then,
it's
or what?
just the odor of the drugs on the money.
Wow, that's wild. So it's just is that a transfer of that to a
Right.
paper bill? They're
Right.
just they can dial in on it.
Yeah, we actually, well, at least I did. I had to train so that he would not alert to the actual odor of the money.
Gotcha.
So
That's unbelievable. So just to be able to differentiate between there's a drug smell on this paper versus it's just money.
right.
Wow, this is so great. So yeah, what an awesome story to be able to share. I guess I just didn't know that it was.
Actually, that's
That's a bag of money
that's,
right
That's
there.
a bag of money.
Jeez Louise, look at that. I mean, again, that's you talk about the time and cost and training, and then a seize like that and an arrest that followed. I imagine that's you can't have enough canines, right? We're never going to be able to smell that.
and that's the thing that's kind of bad for the state of Iowa is right now.
Yeah.
The state doesn't have interdiction teams like we used to. So basically, I-80
Yeah.
is a drug corridor, which we know that.
Yep.
And back when Sergeant Bowers got that cash and all that marijuana, they were kind of still in that interdiction team.
Sure.
So that just goes to show, and that was just one little seizure. I mean, it's eye-opening how much money and drugs comes through Iowa each day that is not found. So
Sure.
that seizure right there basically paid for the dog and plus some for the sheriff's office. I mean,
Right.
that just
Yeah,
it's
I
just
mean,
eye-opening.
it's so worth it when you can do that. And you're right. Yeah, I-80, people are able to cruise by, and I mean, when you talk about that amount of marijuana or cash and drugs, I mean, just
And that's relatively
Handguns?
small.
Yeah.
that's relatively small.
That's a small amount.
I don't want to know a big
Yeah.
amount. I mean, I look at that and I go,
Imagine a semi-truckload.
wow. Yeah, the person on the other end of that must have been pretty disappointed, I imagine. But again, listen, don't do it. Don't break the law, and you're fine. I appreciate you being here, and I imagine that it's a celebratory feeling. Also, probably a little emotional because this will be it for Makes. But he's worked his. I mean, he's earned it. It's like any of us. You get to retirement, and guess what? You've earned it. So I don't.
He's had a really, really rough career as far as being, active all the time.
Sure.
As much stuff that we've gotten into. But I am kind of looking forward to driving my car and not having somebody bark right here behind my ear. I mean, all the time, both of them. And
He hasn't barked once since he's been here, and I'm fine with that, by the way. Let the record state. Makes he's just been hanging out. The badge is awesome. And then, Zach, for you, obviously continuing with Nico and being out and about and keeping people safe. And Nico, welcome back on the show. He said still has the same amount of energy. Last time Nico was here, he found like a towel or something and chewed it up. It was awesome. He was just like this big, giant puppy full of so much energy, but then in that moment just can go into work mode, which that to me is very impressive when you can just, and they know it's time to go, right? And again, if you're breaking the law and you see a Makes or a Nico, just don't do it. I mean, don't do it in general, I guess, but don't think you're gonna have. It's not gonna end well, right? It's just gonna be bad. All right, so that's awesome. So I mean, does he get like? Do you get him like a special thing of treats? Does he have something that he doesn't get that often, but now he's going to be retired? I mean, not that you want him to like gain weight during retirement. I mean, but
he's actually lost weight. We're fighting some
Wow.
health issues right
Okay.
now, so I'm trying to feed him more, feed
Sure.
him extra, anything I can, table scraps, whatever.
Yeah.
Anything the girls don't want. That's why he was sniffing around here earlier looking for stuff that people drop.
I was going to say, yeah. And what a cool story, again, to be able to have makes part of your family, work family, and at home. It's absolutely fantastic. Is there anything else that I need to mention while we're here?
No, there's a couple scenarios or apprehensions that I want to go over, just some key things. So
Sure.
Actually, last year was a very active year for Canine Makes. He actually located a burglary suspect, or actually armed robbery suspect at Come and Go North, right? Was it an armed
last year?
Yeah. And Sergeant Bowers was in town. The guy had already fled and already ran, and Sergeant Bowers located him, and Makes apprehended him. I mean, you're talking about a guy that displayed a gun in a store and robbed him, and then there was also a couple months back. I don't know if you remember, the case is still ongoing, so I can't get into full detail. But a suspect, another one, burglary, robbery, breaking into a house, and there was a standoff. He's the one that got him. Sergeant Bowers sent him in the room, and he's the one that successfully apprehended him with no further incident. So those are just some key things. I mean, there's years and years of good apprehensions and good arrests just from the dog. But you're talking high felony level things that you see in Los Angeles and stuff like that.
Sure.
Big cities.
Sure.
That he's taken down with no issues. So.
Well, and it's a good point, because I think sometimes we can all have the perception that we don't live in a place where crime like that happens, and unfortunately it does. It has. We just had a couple examples, and again, but the good news is when something like that comes up, we have the resources there. And even with Makes retiring, Nico will still be available, and the city of Muscatine has a canine, right? So I feel like our county is at a good place. I mean, I hate to see Nico retire, but again, after all of these years and this time and those apprehensions and incidents, and I didn't even know he has his own
He's got his own challenge coin.
Challenge coin. Look at that, Chad. Can you zoom in on that? That is super cool. Makes, you're kind of a big deal, man. I don't know if you know that or not, but that is awesome. So check that out. Muscatine County Sheriff's Office, Canine Makes. Good looking shot, and then I'll just flip around to the back so everybody can see that at home. Narcotics, tracking, and apprehension. Wow. So this is super cool to be able to show that to you, and you can see it says Canine Makes on the side and MCSO. Wow, that's awesome. This is what it's all about. Again, I obviously grew up with my dad being a cop for my whole life. Retired Chicago police. He had 15 years in the worst neighborhood in the city, West Side, first car response. So you call 911, there's my dad. Like the worst place you could be. Super happy that he was able to retire. Couldn't be more bored being off the job. And I'm like, you're fine, you earned it. And that's how I feel for Makes. Like, Makes, you know what? You just want to hang out, eat some scraps, enjoy Thanksgiving, sleep in, shed all over the place. You earned it, man, because he worked his butt off. And it's a testament to the bond between Sergeant Bowers and Makes, just like Deputy Lane has with Nico. And again, I hope if you've watched this, you can just appreciate that. And there has been some nice comments on Facebook. Tara says, back the blue, thanks for your service, Makes. Judy says the same thing, thanks for your service. Who else is out there? I don't want to miss anybody. Megan says, great guests. Zach and Matt stopped by Sunnybrook after the show for our first responders breakfast. Oh, they're inviting you to Sunnybrook.
That's going on right now this morning.
Cool. All right. That's awesome. I don't get invited to go anywhere. Hint, hint. Makes, can I leave?
You got invited to the wedding.
I was at Zach's wedding, and your wife.
So
your better half is watching.
I mean, I wish I could have, forced some more drinks on you, but
I wish Makes could have been there to DJ with me. Makes in the
should have been
house.
there. Somebody didn't show up though.
Debbie says, have a good retirement, Makes. Thanks for the 10 years of service. Yeah, I mean, what an awesome testament to what Makes has been able to do. And it's so cool to have him here. He's been sitting on this chair. This is a nice touch. Like, look at him. He's dead-eyeing the camera. I know people at home are like, Makes, I didn't do anything. But he's super friendly. He's just hanging out, and he's earned it. So I appreciate both of you being here, and I'm excited for Makes. And I hope, I don't know, Sergeant Bowers, do you want it to be an eventful weekend? Do you want it to be quiet? It's going to be cold, so you would think that the cold would maybe have the criminals feel like, I don't know, criminals have a lot of winter jackets.
You kind of hope, but then again, it is a weekend.
Yeah.
One thing to be said for going out with a bang, but I don't want to overdo him.
Yeah. one last bite? I don't know. Hey, if you're watching, it could be you if you break the law. So just think about that. I don't want it to happen. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's absolutely wild. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for your time, both of you. And Zach, feel free to come back with Nico for sure. I mean, we've had a ton of people watching live with us, and it makes sense because people love dogs and cats. There's no cat canine, that'd be weird. Feline detect. They just don't care. Sorry, no offense, cat people. They just don't care. You can't train a cat to smell drugs. You can just train a cat to like sit on your head randomly. But people love dogs, and they can appreciate the work that Makes has done, and it's just fantastic. So thank you both for being here. Best of luck to you, sir. Thank you kindly. Makes, good to have you here, pal. Zach,
thanks, Tony.
Pleasure.
Appreciate
Zach and I.
Absolutely.
People are like, Tony's so casual. We've known Zach for a while. He'll be loose, right? It's all right. It's fine.
Absolutely.
Please come back though. Bring Nico.
Keep the towels away.
Yeah, towels.
Let's
Everything's got to be picked up.
I'm like, what's Nico going to chew on?
And I'm definitely going to have to bring him through here because he will be trying to steal food.
I was going to say, I mean, I kind of have a little bit of a cold, and I can still smell everything that's in here. It's absolutely fantastic. Makes, thank you, pal. Have a good retirement, all right? Enjoy it. And, yeah, please, if there's ever anything we can do with the show, we're a good resource. And Makes, what do you think? You need some bacon or anything? If he wants any bacon, put it on my boss Matt's tab. He said it's totally fine. All right, I'm sure. I mean, it's retiring canine. You should get whatever you want, right, pal? What do you think? Just go take free reign out there. Go sniff Delmer.
I see a buffet.
Yeah. Oh, come on over. Come on over. Oh no, Makes. All right, we're gonna go to the. Makes is gonna climb on me, I think. All right, buddy. We're gonna go CBI Bank and Trust Isle Cam, and we'll let these guys get on their way. Hopefully get some rest before. Well, they got to go to Sunnybrook for breakfast. So rest after that, maybe. And then you have. Oh my gosh, this is wild.
CJ said just a couple things maybe.
Sure.
Real quick. You notice we both forgot our razors this month.
Oh, you doing No Shave November?
Yeah, we're doing the No Shave November.
Awesome.
We're what 8 days into that
Yeah.
now. And so we've got the donations from the people that want to participate, and that's going to the Salvation Army toy drive. Traditionally, we've bought bicycles with that, and stuff like that. And apparently, this year, the police chief, fire chief, and the sheriff are honorary chairman of the Red Kettle campaign.
Yeah.
And so I am told that volunteers from the sheriff's office will be at Walmart on December 7th.
Okay.
For about 12 hours doing that Red Kettle campaign.
It's fantastic.
And
So Chief Ewers, Chief Talkington, and CJ Ryan.
Yep.
Ryan, they're all the chairs of the Kettle campaign.
Honorary chairman. Yep.
$180,000 is the goal. And folks, if you want to register to Ring, you can go literally to registertoring.com. Brand new website. Ringing the bell is awesome. Put a little bell on Makes. Imagine how many donations Makes would get ringing the bell. I mean, you probably have to get a backup kettle. It's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that. That's a good thing to point out. There's the Sheriff's Office Facebook page. If you ever need anything, feel free to reach out. Tara says they would be finding the catnip. Right, that's why we don't have any cats out there policing the streets. That's why. Yeah. Amongst all the other reasons. All right, thank you guys. I appreciate it very much. Have a good weekend, and I hope it goes smoothly for you, Sergeant Bowers. And Makes, thanks for being here, pal. You're the best. Take care, all right? He's just like, get me out of here. I'm ready. All right, Chad, let's go CBI Bank and Trust Isle Cam, and we'll get these guys on their way. I didn't realize how busy their morning is, but my gosh. All right, they got places to go and breakfast to eat, and make sure you sniff out that Dickie Vetter over at Sunnybrook. He's a real rascal. All right, Isle Cam in the back of the store looking at some, how about cinnamon rolls? That just feels hurtful as somebody that hasn't touched any sugar all week. Lost 11.5 pounds since Monday, and we got cinnamon rolls in the shot. So that's good. That's fair. Again, I know they're good, right? They have a fuel saver on them, so that's awesome. But I'm just going to keep away from them personally. All right, so, and does Steve have the cart cam? Steve's going to go towards the meat department in just a moment because we've still got to tell you about that. Buy a ham, get a turkey for free. And there he goes. He's right there already. Look at that. That was good timing. So those are the hams in question. And you buy one of those hams, you get the turkey for free. The turkey is right around the corner. The ham is a Hormel Cure 81 boneless ham. and it looks like a football kind of, and then there's the turkeys right over there. So that's an awesome deal heading into the holidays. Buy the ham, get the turkey, right? And you're all set. Maybe you do both for Thanksgiving. Maybe you just want to save the ham for Christmas or vice versa. It's all right there and ready to go. Buy the ham, get the turkey. So, and there's Steve, our very own Steve, who is kind of a turkey himself, holding a turkey. I watched somebody pull a 14-pound bird out of there. So that's a pretty good deal, right? So grab the ham. Steve, if you want to bring one of the hams back, don't slap it though. Bring one back. We'll show the folks at home how it kind of looks like football. So, yeah, please come in and check that deal out. You guys are free to go if you need to go. I don't want to hold you up. Makes is like, get me off this chair. I'm sick of sitting up here. I just want to go to Sunnybrook and eat breakfast. He's so ready. I love it. All right, it's Friday here at Hy-Vee. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time. Have a good last couple shifts, Makes. We're having fun on the Hy-Vee Today show. Just got done talking with Sergeant Matt Bowers and K9 Makes. Makes retiring this weekend after nearly 10 years on the job with the Muscatine County Sheriff's Office. And how about it again, folks? 13 pounds of marijuana, cocaine, 3.5 pounds of meth, 8.7 grams of heroin, 19 grams of ecstasy recovered. K9 Makes located and seized $329,000 in U.S. currency associated with drug funds. And he's been responsible for and helped locate 225 arrests of suspects involved in various crimes. That is awesome. And we're going to catch them as they're leaving. So nice little inception there with the cart cam. There goes Makes, stiffing his way out. Talking to some people. I love it. Melanie's like, why is there a dog in here? Melanie works over at CBI. And maybe I'll do a quick radio to my coworkers and let them know if they wanted to see. Hey, Steve and Matt, K9 Makes with the Sheriff's Office is just about to walk out the Market Grill Express. If you wanted to say hi, Sergeant Bowers is with them. So, there you go. All right, very good. Feels good in here. Nice Friday going, and that was awesome. Those are great guests, and I really appreciate this. This is super cool. I will hang on to that. Chad, you don't have to zoom out on it. That's all right. This is the challenge coin with Makes on it. Thanks, Sergeant Bowers. That is awesome. I appreciate that, and what a great story, right, to be able to talk about all the things that Makes has done and worthy of that retirement after nearly, again, 10 years on the job. That is awesome. So today we're sitting here. It's the 8th of November. It's National Cappuccino Day. Will you have a cappuccino? Will you get something from Starbucks? I find it interesting that, like, cappuccino is a thing, but they don't really have cappuccino at Starbucks, but they've got, they've got everything else under the sun. And yesterday, I just want y'all to know, we talked about those. Thank you, sir. We talked about those holiday cups. You're the best. Oh, that is heavy. The holiday cups at Starbucks, they sold out of them between 6 a.m. and 11. Like over 130 of those holiday cups gone. So, all right, to recap the ham deal, look at this. Oh, that's even better, Chad. There you go. So buy this right here. Get this. Oh, my gosh, almost dropped it. For free. So buy this for $26. So it's $3.99 a pound. This is almost, this is over a 6.5 pound ham. And then you get this for free. This is an 11-pound turkey, just as an example. So again, I told you I had a lady the other day that grabbed the ham and then found a turkey that was 14 pounds for free, the turkey. It's a good deal. And if you'll allow it, it looks like a football. I don't usually take a bite out of my football. Pigskin. Right? Well, slap-a-rooney. Slapping the ham on television. Throw the ham into the oven and then enjoy it. This is a good ham. It's right there. It's on the cover. And it's good until January 2nd. Very low carb, low sugar. I like the ham. So you can see it right there, along with hot deals. Buy the ham, get the turkey. Buy the ham, get the turkey. Ham and the turkey. Ham and the turkey. Turkey and the ham. Hot deals, grapes, avocados, yogurt, chicken. What else do we have on there? Sugar. So much more. Chips. Oh, yeah, it's all happening. Good deals throughout the store at your Muscatine Hy-Vee. Back to the notes. So today, National Cappuccino Day, Harvey Wallbanger Day, Parents as Teachers Day on November 8th, National STEM and STEAM Day. And, of course, ladies and gents, it's Pretend to be a Time Traveler Day. Are you a time traveler? Did you arrive here from another dimension? Or are you just on drugs and off Canine Makes is going to find them? I came here from the past. Well, Canine Makes would say it's drugs. So, but maybe you are. Hey, listen, I don't know. Are you going to build a time machine out of a DeLorean? Stranger things have happened. Will you watch Back to the Future today? 1, 2, or 3? National Pretend to be a Time Traveler Day. So a little bit of pretend, a little bit of an imagination, if you'll allow it. All right, I want to go back to that 3-day ad, the local 3-day ad, just to talk about a little bug trying to get my ham over here. We've got those ribs. We've got the chocolate chip cookies. We've got the grapes. The holiday grapes are in there. Resting my arm on the ham. I got to put the ham on my shoulder like a shot put. Smelly, delicious, tasting shot put. So here you go. This is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can see this in store as a flyer. Grab one when you walk in. It's on Facebook, Instagram, the Twitter. It's on this show. Fresh ground round, 90% lean, 10% fat, $3.99 a pound. Holiday red seedless grapes, $2.99 per pound. Bakery fresh chocolate chip cookies, 24 cookies for $5. My wife sent me a text yesterday. Get some cookies for my oldest son's class. I got 48 cookies for $10. Come on, that's a crazy deal. Rack of ribs, full rack of ribs, fresh off the smoker, $10 each. That's an awesome price. $10 for a full slab of ribs. What's for lunch? Ribs. How about single topping personal pizza, $3. Small fruit pizza for $6, and the Simply potatoes, perfect for breakfast or breakfast for dinner. 2 for $4. Come in and take advantage of that deal. And if you're looking for dinner made easy tonight, Chef Scott will have his pork mole. Here he comes now singing mole, mole. Pork, mole, pork, mole. Served on roasted red polenta. That's awesome. And then right next to that, Hawkeye watch party Saturday. Couple of birds, couple of stones. Hawkeyes play the Wisconsin Badgers at 3 o'clock, 50-cent drafts, $10 appetizer, a buffet, $2 well-mixed drinks, and a good time here in the Market Grill Express. Tomorrow, now I'm going to go out of order. I'm going to come back to the holiday meal deal, but again, I just want to remind you, tomorrow is the day, Saturday, November 9th, 11 to 3, Hayden Doffelt Memorial Chili Contest at Contrary Brewing. Be there. $5, you can sample chili. $5 and a new unwrapped toy. You can judge chili twice. Looking forward to it. I'll be there. All the funds, all the proceeds, and any gifts that are brought will go to the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital in honor of the late Hayden Doffelt. Let's have a good time. Let's pack the place. Should be a lot of fun. Contrary Brewing, 411 West Mississippi Drive, downtown Muscatine. How about the holiday meal deal? So again, if you don't want to go to the trouble of having to prepare things like turkey or ham, ham, hello, ham or turkey. It's 11 pounds. Kim Beckman and the crew have these dinners done, ready to go. The entire meal, the whole kit and or caboodle if you'll have it. So check it out. So it's a 10 to 12 pound turkey, cooked, carved, ready to go, or a 5-pound ham. 2 quarts mashed potatoes, 1 quart gravy, 2 quarts green bean casserole, some sage dressing, 12 dinner rolls, and a 12-inch pumpkin pie. Full pack, $89. Half pack, $49. Great deal. Thanksgiving in a box. Hot, cold, however you want it. You can have whatever you like, hot or cold, and they'll get you taken care of. All right, I am sick of hearing myself being congested. I feel like we got a job board that came in maybe as we were doing the show. I think I saw an email pop up from our friends at Team Staffing. I'll also mention just, come to the store, get your flu shot, get that 20-cent fuel saver, and then go to the meat department and buy the ham and get the turkey for free. So this is, what did I say this was? 6.5 pounds and 11 pounds. So combined, you've got about almost 18 pounds of meat right here and a nice workout. 1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. A little shoulder press with the ham. Vegetarians are hating this moment. They're tuning out. He's working out with meat. I can't believe it. Speaking of work, Team Staffing Job Board, 109 Lake Park Boulevard across from Happy Joe's. If you need a job or know someone that does, customer support, tech opportunity, $10 an hour. It's part-time. It's seasonal. It's Brooke McCullough. 563-316-7636 or careers@teamssi.com. What else do we have on the job board? Industrial maintenance, $16 an hour based on experience. Multiple opportunities available. Locations include Muscatine, Moscow, Bluegrass, or Wilton. You can call or text Kristen at 563-299-0753. Get that job and start immediately, won't you? And last but not least on the job board for today, help desk position, $12 an hour, first shift. Call Mary right now, 563-316-7634. Or again, email her. Mary's personal email address is on the screen. You can walk in and get a job. They'd love to see you at Team Staffing Solutions, 109 Lake Park Boulevard, with the job board on this show. Thank you again to Sergeant Matt Bowers and K9 Makes, who is retiring after this weekend, after nearly 10 years on the job with the Muscatine County Sheriff's Office. There's Makes right there. If you missed Makes' appearance on the show, you can rewind it. Catch it on cable tonight during the replay, 7:30 or 10:30, or pull it up on Facebook or YouTube. Also, thanks to my friend, Deputy Zach Lane with the Muscatine County Sheriff's Office. Zach set this up. Zach also has Nico, another K9 on the force, and we'll have Deputy Lane back on the show for sure. Have him here. And it was almost like a year ago this week, I think, sometime this week, that we had Zach, Deputy Lane, was here, and Nico, and then we had my friend and neighbor Quinn Reese, who is running for Muscatine County Sheriff. That election will take place next year. So Captain Quinn Reese was here. That's awesome. All right, so thank you for tuning in. Thanks to Makes for all the work that he's done during all. You know what we should have gave Makes right here? How rude of me. Makes, your retirement is a 6.5-pound ham. The ham wouldn't stand a chance. All right. I appreciate y'all watching. Monday, again, the show on Veterans Day will start a little early. Look at him holding it like a football. Come and kick it. Do the Charlie Brown move and just, caught it. Monday show will start a little early, probably right around 8 or just before 8, and it's going to be kind of abbreviated, not going to be a full show. It's Veterans Day. We have a huge breakfast here at the store for Veterans Day. We'll have the Mighty Muskie Marching Band performing, probably 300 to 500 folks in Hy-Vee. Great opportunities to have a free breakfast for active duty military and their significant others, and of course for all the veterans, servicemen and women. Please come to Hy-Vee, 6 to 11 a.m. on Monday. Save 10% off any purchase you make on Monday as well if you're a veteran. For Veterans Day, 10 cents off per gallon at Hy-Vee Gas, and thank you for your service to everybody out there. I mentioned that Deputy Zach Lane proudly served his country, and I appreciate his efforts, and everybody, especially the folks that are on deployment, that are away from their family and friends during the holidays. What a tough thing for them to be able to do. But again, they made the decision and they're serving their country proudly, and we appreciate them. All right, that's it for me. Hy-Vee-today@gmail.com if you need anything in the meanwhile. Thanks to all of our guests that made it this week. We enjoy having great conversations on this show. Still have some openings over the next couple of weeks. I envision we won't have a show on Thanksgiving or Black Friday. Probably some time off around the holidays, Christmas as well. But in the meanwhile, we are full steam ahead with the next week for sure, right? We'll definitely be here 5 days rocking on the Hy-Vee Today program. So without further ado, have a great weekend. Go Hawks. Be safe. Stay warm. It's going to get cold. I don't know if you noticed that or not. Brisk. What's that? Monday's 5 degrees. I know. I was just talking about veterans. I thought you said 5 degrees. I was like, it could be 5 degrees. It was freezing this morning. So stay warm. Take care, and we'll see you Monday right here on the Hy-Vee Today show. Peace out, everybody. Slapping the ham.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet while hunting wabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote for the play that the alumni are putting on in Wilton.
Yeah,
this Friday, Saturday.
Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.